Good morning. Let's get this day started with a clean with me as I try to get my Saturday together and get things done. I work a full time Monday through Friday, so usually by Friday afternoon or evening when I get home, this house looks pretty bad and I have no energy. So we're trying to get better about doing a daily routine, but this week we have failed 100%. So let's go. Whoa. That did not work as planned, apparently. I'm not good at shifting this camera, guys, so bear with me as I get better at this. Ouch. In fact, I'm so new to all of this, I'll tell you a funny story. I didn't know that this thing could go taller because I didn't purchase it. I think my daughter bought it for me or whatever, but I didn't know it could go taller until this morning when I said, this thing's got to go taller, and it worked. I'm going to set you over here while I clean this space because I'm going to be going this direction. So, and I'm going to share in the description box below some links to some of the other things I do. So I need to do some setting up of stuff so people can see it when I go live on my private pages in my groups. So that is the other thing I'm going to be doing today. My oldest son is here. He's the one that does Stony Boys. Stony Boys plays. And he's here because he does chores for me and my mom on Saturdays. And so if you see him running around behind me, some of that's why. I don't want this out. I don't want the boxes out in public view. But I want to display product. So we're doing some business stuff. And we're also doing some other things that I need to get done. I have a plethora of stuff to do today. So the boxes I'm going to hang on to because these things are for sale. So if you want to see them, you can just reach out through my other link, or go to my website and look at them as well. And I'll show you that. I'll click. Let me spit my words out. I will put in the description the link. I can't talk today. It's okay though. We'll still get through the day. Actually, like that. Okay. This is what happens when you have two meetings going and you don't do it in an organized fashion. And I love to organize, so this is far not what I do typically. Okay. This has to go. This is not going to probably sit out. It's not. Well, I don't want to set it behind that. Maybe I'll set it on this. And there we go. It's not going to be the prettiest display, but we're going to get some of this displayed, as it doesn't do any good not to have it set up and out. I have a desk that my son's going to make for me today, so I'm very excited about that. It's the kind of desk that is a side table desk. So I'll show it to you when he's got it all put together. I'm really excited about that because I live in a small space, so I don't have time for a big bulky desk to take up space. And so I'm trying to create, if you see toys over there, that's my granddaughter's side of the closet. That's the toy box. It's full. And then that's her side, except for that very top shelf is just extra storage. And eventually there'll be curtains, a curtain there, and there'll be a curtain on this other side too. And I'll show you that because why not? So, what was I saying? Oh, I'll show you the desk. I'm really excited. And it's small and narrow, so to get it out of the way, I can stick it under the edge of my couch or whatever. And it gives me the option to take it where I want to use it at, in my bedroom, in here, whatever. So I'm gonna put the rest of this stuff up now, and I'll be quiet. Some of this is not from the same place. Some of this is from other places. All of this stuff here is from the same company. But I'm just trying to get stuff put away enough that I can function. Okay. The office chair for right now, because we're not worried about this being done completely. Because I'm waiting for my desk for the rest of the day. Because when I do my lives on my channels, my desk will sit here. I'll be here and have a backdrop, sort of. This stuff. Okay, let's get the rest of this cleaned up. I'm not going to need this desk lamp, so I'm actually going to clean it up and sell it. Somebody could probably get use of it. It's got the place USB port, and it's got a plug-in on it and everything, and getting rid of the extra stuff. Okay. You're probably thinking, but you need a light in the closet. I don't need a light in the closet. There's one in there. I love it. Alrighty. This basement, I live in a basement apartment. This basement apartment is about probably 5 to 10 degrees cooler than upstairs. And so I have a little heater I bought at my old house when the heat went out, and it did a very good job of heating. And in here, it will heat me out. But let me turn the camera. See if you can see it. Oh, you can't. Let me do this. There's my little heater. And it's going to run up the electric bill, but probably not by much, because I don't have it on 24/7 or anything. It's only on when I'm awake, so I can keep track of it. Oh, I've got all my diffusers running today because, you know, life isn't good without diffusers. Get up in your window, babe. My son usually does my trash and recycle, but I did trash, recycle, and the cat litter pan. But I already did the cat litter pan because my male cat over there on the couch, Garfield, he's starting to tell me. He'll go to the cat litter pan and meow. And I look and it's always full. So he's starting to tell me, hey, this needs to be changed. This office is a mess. This living room's a mess. It's just too much junk. Okay. Mitch, you're gonna get run over, cat. Where is this gonna go? It may not go anywhere. does anyone besides me talk to themselves when they clean? I mean, like, talk about where you want stuff to go or what you want to do. Okay. When my desk is ready, it'll be so much better. Because right now my stuff just comes. Oh, so that's your table, young lady? You haven't met my female cat yet. Let me just show you my baby. That's Mittens, and that's Garfield. And they are my best buds most days. She's so funny. Oh, my hair is sticking up. Who cares? We got her first. And then Garfield joined the family. She was probably, 4 or 5. And Garfield's actually my daughter's cat, but he's ended up with me for the last, he's 8, so at least 4 years, 4.5. And she's the very needy person, very needy cat when she wants to be. She's not a cuddler at all. Like, that's not allowed. If you try to cuddle her, she will run. But when I'm in pain and don't feel good, she will sit by my side. If I'm sick in bed, Garfield will lay with me. And they both will. They'll both be on either side. But she's the funniest thing ever, you guys. Okay, let's get back to it. Too much yakking. Try to place this heater so it isn't too close to any one thing. I try to centralize it, but this room is tiny, so it's kind of a project in itself. And I have stuff stacked over here, but that's because I don't have my desk yet. But when I get my desk, that will not be an issue. See if we can get some better lighting in here. Oh man, does that make a difference? Yep. Alrighty. So I don't like this light up here. It's yellow and move. I'm gonna do daylights for that, I think. Everything's off-centered around this joint, I swear. This is all papers and projects I gotta take care of. I have the mess of the mess of the mess. But it is what it is when you live in a small space. You have to kind of give yourself a little grace. Once I get everything all set up and looking way better, I will give you guys an official apartment tour. But right now, I'm not doing any kind of a tour because this place is a wreck. I've still got to figure out the organization, and I love to organize, so I'm taking my time because I want it to look good. And it doesn't have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be, fancy. Because to me, that's not organization. Organization is practical. So let's go take a look at what we're doing next. I think it's time to do my bedroom, but that's a whole project in itself. I mean, look at this mess. It needs to be organized. And my bedroom's taking the back seat. I probably should slow down when I spin. So this is the mess. Those are for the closet. Cat tower has to go there. There's nowhere else for it. I wake up in the morning to one or the other of them scratching on it. And I need to just clean and organize the closet. It's like full of crap and nothing makes sense. I mean, that's actually a gift. My brother Lee, my second oldest brother, is deceased. And that's a tea set from, I think it's Iraq or Afghanistan. I don't remember which one. But that's that tea set. It was from Afghanistan. He never went to Iraq. It's from Afghanistan. And so I'm afraid to set it out because with cats and with a little one, a 4-year-old, I don't want it to get broke, and I don't have anywhere to set it up high where it won't get knocked off. So that's the bedroom. That's going to be a whole nother project, a whole nother video, because that's going to be a deep organization video. So there you go. Let's go to the kitchen and get the kitchen cleaned. Got diffusers in every room going, you guys. That's how we roll. Okay, you can see me. I'm going to go ahead and get the kitchen cleaned up. Hopefully this is a good spot, but I need to get more lights on because it's pretty dark. And that requires me climbing a pole, basically. That's an acrobatic move in and of itself, especially at my age. Whoa, there we go. That's a better view. Let's get stuff done. That's the coffee cup for the day. I know this seems like a strange place to put a picture, and I don't use it that often, but I use it for the cat's water, automatic feeder, and for the birds. Sturdy. Yeah, no. I just need to go to the bathroom. Bills, and mortgages. That is. Need this. Need that. Someday I will do a proper or take you guys along as I organize the pantry and stuff like that, but that is not today, people. This is just about getting the baseline cleaned up because the sink is full of dishes and the counters need wiped down. So we're gonna get this taken care of. really need to get into a better rhythm with this house stuff. A friend of mine worked introduced me to Scrub Daddy. I'll never buy another sponge. And I just bought some sponges, but they're for other projects. They're not actually for what sponges are intended for. Oh, fiddlesticks. So Spencer's decided the Spencer part's not the best. Okay, I have to put away this stuff first because I have no room for other silverware. Wash the counters off first. Cat toys. That's just a mixture of thieves and distilled water, and I love it. Smells so good, and it's not harmful, so you can use it around kids. And that is just the bomb.com in my book. There. And I need to, and I should have done this before, I need to get me those white plastic tubs. I hate leaving the water run to rinse dishes. So what I've been doing, I have a metal thing rack here across the sink. What I've been doing is just piling all the dishes in the sink and then rinsing them. Because I don't like leaving the water run. It does need more water in it, but it's not needful. There we go. Now it's better. It's getting fuller. this full enough to... That's better. Do you guys, if you work outside the home, do you take your lunches, or do you eat out, or what do you do? I'm curious. I take lunch. I work at a doctor's office, and 3 days a week the reps bring us in lunch. But I'm trying to lose weight and drop my glucose and stuff so I don't become diabetic like the rest of my family. So I take my lunch most every day and eat my own lunch that I've packed. Because the reps bring in food that's really high in carbs. If you know anything about carbs, they turn to sugars, which is why I have to watch it. And I had my glucose, my A1Cs were 6.4 last time I had checked. But my glucose levels were at 119, and yesterday when they were checked at the cardiologist, they were 107. I was impressed with myself. Because a lot of that is not medicine, because I don't take anything for the, for diabetes. I'm pre-diabetic, so I don't take anything. It's all diet control at this point. And I'm trying to drop them bad boys because I don't want to be diabetic like the rest of my family. It's just not, don't want to join that party, as I tell people. So we're doing everything we can to not join them. If it means I have to be on a very strict, careful diet to never be diabetic, well then that's what it's going to be, because I've been, in the last month, been put on so many medications for other reasons. I don't want to be on meds. Not at all. Almost done with these dishes. Got a few things left yet, that's okay. We'll get there. I have to stop and rinse here soon because the sink's getting too full to put much more in it. These are not very deep sinks. They're more of a shallow sink, and I don't mind that because it's just me here. And I used to have dishwashers. It's all the apartments and stuff. But you know what? I found out I actually enjoy washing dishes by hand. I really do. And I've got this really cool dish drying rack, which I absolutely love. That one's gonna fall. So this is what I do. I dry dishes on dish rack. And it's 2-tiered, which is even great, because these don't like to sit in here very well. It makes it, kind of nice for the other stuff. Like I have a small saucepan here that'll be coming up here soon, and I'll put it down on the bottom and dry. Yeah, it's going to get dripped on by the other stuff, but I don't unload it very often. As you can tell, those dishes that I took out of there and put away have been sitting there for 2 days minimum. Just let them dry. And then all my coffee cups, which you can't get very many out here if you have big coffee cups, they just hang on these hooks. That is the amount of it there. Now, we'll get the rest of this washed. And my editor can edit what needs to be edited because he's the one that does all that for me. And we discuss what days, and I will never end, I shouldn't say never, that's dangerous. I don't ever plan on creating a YouTube schedule and talking about it because I don't want to put that pressure or stress on myself. I want this to be like something I enjoy doing, not something I feel like I have to do. Just don't want to go there. I hear a lot of YouTubers talk about, it gets so hard because I have to do this and I have, you know what? You don't have to do anything. If you've created a business and you put yourself in that situation and you put yourself on that pressure on yourself, that's on you. That's not on everybody else. if you don't want to post 3 times a week, then don't post 3 times a week. You guys, I've ran a couple small businesses, you know, sales type stuff, and it put a lot of pressure on myself, and I hated it. And I bowed out for a while, and I'm back to one of them. And let me tell you, I am having fun. I love doing it. I'm doing things because it's fun, not because I feel like I have to. And I'm the type of person, I'm a type A personality, so I'm a perfectionist. So for my house to look, this really bothers me, but this is real life. Sometimes I don't do very well with keeping things up and staying on top of stuff and making everything always neat and organized and look nice, you know. I'm not about fancy. So if you're looking for a channel where everything's really fancy and pretty and high-priced stuff, wrong location, because that's not me. I'm so not a person who is into, what do I call it? I'm not fancy. I'm not about material things. My goal is to be able to retire at 65 and travel the country and see the historical sites from east to west and everything in between. North, south, east, west, I want to do it all. But you can't do that if you're stuck on high-priced things, especially if you're one income and you have a lot of debt. So I have a ton of debt. I have student loan debt that I've never been able to afford to pay on, so it's, you know, in stats it doesn't cause problems. But I also have medical debt now because the last year and a half has been really rough medically. I've been in the hospital 4 times in the last year and a half, and 2 within the last 6 months. So you can get my butter dish washed because it's looking pretty gross. To tell you how chilly it is down here, you can leave butter sit out in a dish and it doesn't get all soft and mushy. It stays in formation. Hey, there you are. You can make it out there if you want, Chris. It might be easier. There's probably more room.
Maybe.
Totally up to you, because the living room's done, but there's no room, really. So whatever you want to try to do it. I'm doing
I
a...
played with Kit for a little bit.
You played with... with Lainey?
Yeah.
Yep. She's something else, that's for sure. Stony Boy Plays is in the building. I'm videoing, Chris.
Yeah, I can see that.
Are you tired?
A little bit.
Was that thing hard to bring down the stairwell?
Not necessarily. It was kind of easy. I'm just really tired.
Did you not sleep good last night?
What the hell is sleep?
Well, you know, I don't know. It's that thing where your body's in a state of rest for several hours in a row at night. That's what it is.
Yeah, I still don't know.
You didn't. So in other words, your body wouldn't let you sleep.
No, I didn't sleep. I was just being a smart ass.
Okay. I was just checking. You and Corey, sometimes you just are the people that your body doesn't allow things and you just do it. So. 2 of my kids have sleep disorders. One has narcolepsy, and one has, I don't remember the statistics for sure, but one has what's called irregular sleep-wake syndrome. And if you look it up, it's kind of interesting. It's very rare, honestly. In fact, when he was diagnosed with it in the service, they told him, and he's still in the service, by the way, they told him that he's the type of person they like to do studies on and write books on. So that was kind of interesting. The dishes are done. We don't have any more to do. That's awesome. Did you guys know the old trick? Use hot water to create, to wash dishes and stuff, right? Well, most people use like Dawn and stuff. I don't use that. But did you know hot water creates suds. Cold water gets rid of them. It's an old trick I learned from my grandmother. She always rinsed her washcloth, her dish towel, dish rag, in cold water. I looked at her and I said, why do you do that? She gets the soap out of it. And I'm like, really now? But it does help. I don't know how true that is, but that's an oldie from my grandmother. Love that woman. So you will see when I do the full-on tour of the apartment, that this is like one big room where my washer and dryer sits and my table and everything is. It's just one huge room. The ceiling will never be done. I know people are going to go, what? Well, the ceiling will never be done. There's too many pipes for, you know, water and all that. So it'll never get done. So you'll always see the ceiling looking disgusting, which is fine. I don't care. As I said, I'm not about fancy. I lived in a really nice apartment when I first moved here. And it was, you know, hardwood, you know, the wood floors, the dishwasher, the fancy the nice cupboards, all the things, granite countertops, the whole 9 yards. And I moved out because when I moved out, they wanted over $1,200, and this was 2 years ago, for a one-bedroom apartment. I'm thinking, not my lifestyle. And you know, I never met a single person that lived there. And I saw huge bags